might have to log out, sign back into the studio just to figure out. Okay, here we go. I see something's happening. I am so sorry. Welcome to Morning Brew with it's your girl Germaine. And yes, we've had just a little bit of technical difficulties outside of my hands. I don't know. Everything was running just fine until it wasn't. So once again, I see that. Okay, here we are. We're here. We're here. So the opening did not go well, but we are here. Sorry. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let's try this again, right? Yes, I have water today. Let's try this again. Welcome to Morning Brew with Yes, it's your girl Germaine, and I do apologize. I apologize for the technical difficulties and challenges that we're having here, but let that not stop what today's brew is all about. Today is a powerful brew. Life be lifing. Now what? Now what? So if you are chiming in, want to come into the conversation, you're more than welcome. Come on in, join the conversation with me. Let me know what you're drinking. And I apologize for those that chimed in on time and we had to work through some things. But yeah, for this one, let's take a pause so we can pour into purpose. Okay. All right. And I forgot to turn my ringer off. Okay. It's Tuesday and it's that day. That it seems like, okay, let's get it together. I had it all together. I've been up. I even had a meeting early this morning, but all of a sudden, now things want to start crashing out. But you know what? This is a part of the message. How life be lifing. Now what? So let's get into this, okay? So, there are moments in life when it's not just one thing, it's everything. So today, these are one of those one things, technical difficulties, one thing. Let me do this. Let me turn off my ringer so the phone will not ring and be another distraction in the middle. And I should have did this already, but it's done. It is done. And so let's see who's chiming in. Le- Gerard Harmon, welcome, my brother. You see, listen, listen, let me put this up. Lived, be lifted. You're right. This is today's message. I tell you, it's not just one thing, it's everything. I got it. Life be lifing. Yes, that's today's message. Life be lifing. Having one of those moments. But we're gonna overcome that. We're gonna overcome that. So, but let's talk about this because if you're out there, you're listening, chime into the comments because listen, if life be lifing for you, I want to know about it. Let me know so we don't have to feel like we in this all by ourselves. We could be in this together and we can work through some things together and we can come up out of this together, right? So, all right, guys. So, like I said, it's there's moments in life when it feels like not just one thing, but everything. Bills are due, emotions are heavy, responsibilities are nonstop, unexpected situations show up uninvited. Does that sound like some things you may be going through today? Does it? Does it sound like some things you may be going through today? And and it all seems to happen at the same time. Ditto to that. Yes, have you had those moments you feel like you was just spiraling, crashing, you know, because you felt like everything was just coming at you at one time. Everything. It's so overwhelming. What did you do? What did you do? Because I know you experienced that. Because at some point we all do, right? And if you are someone that never experienced those things in your life, then I definitely need you to come into the conversation and let us know what is it that you do to keep that stuff away from you, right? What is it that you do? I'm learning how to practice, protecting my peace in the midst of all this stuff. But life, it just happens. Life is happening, whether we want it to or not. It is not slowing down for none of us. Okay. So people will say, stay strong. Yeah. But that doesn't even mean, but what does that really mean? Think about it. Stay strong. You strong. You can handle this. What does that mean when you feel like everything is coming for you? It means nothing, right? Yeah. When you're tired, you're overwhelmed and just trying to make it through the day. That's it. You thank God for waking you up that day, but now, God, help me get through this day, with some sense of peace, some sense of something other than everything that you feel like is coming at you. Listen, people are going through more so than ever, and it doesn't help that our country is so chaotic right now with these cycles at the helm. And so people are going through, and people need a exit. They need a way out. They need to feel a sense of calmness and peace and some type of normalcy, you know? But this conversation meets people in the exact moment when life is not slowing down and neither are the demands. Oh my goodness. I don't know who came up with this phrase, life be lifing, but I think they were on to something because it's a phrase that most people hate to even hear, but it's a phrase that is really happening for others, for so many. And so, but let's get into this quick segment because I'm not going to hold you long because I don't know how stable my Wi-Fi wants to be today. So let's pour into purpose. You don't need to have it all figured out to keep going. You don't. Take that pressure off of you. Okay? Progress doesn't require perfection. Some days showing up is the win. Remember that. Some days just by showing up is the actual win. All right? And one step forward is still movement. You may not be running, it may just be a step, but it's still movement. It's still movement. All right. Whew. Let's keep pouring, guys. Let's keep pouring. Everything hitting at once doesn't mean everything is falling apart. Pressure can feel like collapse, but it can also be alignment. Let me say that again. Pressure can feel like collapse, but it can also be alignment. Ooh, sometimes you have to feel the pressure of some things in order to get into proper alignment. Have you ever experienced that? I know I have. Sometimes you got to feel like life is doing just what life is supposed to do, right? In order to get you into the proper alignment where you're supposed to be to thrive, to succeed. And so, don't always look at it as a negative. It could be the very thing that you need in that moment to help bring you to where you need to go. Okay. So, what feels overwhelming may also be transitional. Yeah. We don't like to feel any type of pressure, probably. We don't want to feel no pain, definitely no pain, right? But some things that we endure could be the very answer that you have been looking for, even though it don't feel good. Think about a diamond. You know how beautiful a diamond is, how it sparkles, how it radiates. But think about all the pressure it had to go through to become that beautiful jewel that we love wearing. So sometimes we got to go through some pressure to get to that jewel, to become that diamond. So don't discount everything as a negative. Sometimes you just got to see your way through it. And the more you delay it, the longer it's going to take for you to get to the other side of it, right? So let's continue to pour just a little more. So, today, if it's okay, I want to give you permission. Don't quit, adjust. Don't quit, adjust. we might need to a little bit of mints because I see that it might be freezing up just a little. But we're gonna adjust. We're gonna keep pushing our way forward. So I hope you can hear me okay. All right. So today, give yourself permission to adjust. But right now, this Wi-Fi service, I can't get. So, okay, let me get back into this. This is part of our final pour into purpose. Rest without stopping completely. And and you can slow down without losing momentum. So, on days like this, the bad thing is because who wants to stop by for conversation when the whole video is stumbling and fumbling and not conveying itself clearly? I don't want to stop by for that. Who wants to stop by for that? So, all right, guys. I listen. I don't know, but the one thing I'm gonna say is let's keep moving forward. It should hopefully pick up, but we're probably gonna make this a short morning brew. Like right now, thank you, whoever is chiming in. Bear with me. I don't know. My internet is doing its own thing. So we're kind of talking through these things to get it to do right. Because today's brew is life be life. Now what? Now what? And all I keep seeing is my screen freezing up while I'm talking. Okay. So here we go. I think it's back. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But let me hurry up. I want, before it does something crazy, I want to bring on and introduce our Blacks in Fact. This is our Blacks in segment. Every morning brew, we will be bringing to you Blacks in Fact. And we just had Teresa Merritt Watson, who will be chiming in on Mondays with us live in studio to be able to talk about her vision behind it, also the importance of it, and doing some fun things to help us remember all this information that's coming across. So let me bring up our Blacks in Fact for today.
In. We honor Ketanji Brown Jackson and the historic day she was confirmed by the United States Senate on April 7, 2022. She became the first Black woman ever confirmed to the United States Supreme Court, breaking a barrier that stood for over 2 centuries. Her journey reflects excellence, discipline, and a deep commitment to justice and the Constitution. This moment was not just personal, it was a defining step forward for representation in the highest court in the nation. Her confirmation opened doors and inspired generations to see what is possible at the highest levels of law and leadership. See you next time on Blacks In.
Thank you. So even with Ketanji Brown Jackson, you know, just being able and going through everything that she has gone through to become a Supreme Court justice, it's a part of life be life. And so, hey, Vincent Teeds 8024. Dementia done has mental war going on, and the planet is in his way. This behavior only escalates. Yeah. Dementia, I tell you, sometimes people just need to sit down when they know they're not mentally right, right? He's not mentally, he should just really step aside, sit down before he destroys all of America and then some. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But you know what? It can fall right under life be life. And because you know what? Unfortunately, we feel the brunt of it all. We do. We feel the brunt of it all. And God only knows. But thank God for God and thank God for prayer because boy, do we need to intercede. Absolutely. And so, all right, guys, I like to ask questions. I like to give two reflection questions for you to think about throughout your day. So let's talk about it. The first question is, what is one thing in your life right now that feels overwhelming? What is one thing in your life right now that feels overwhelming? I'm quite sure everybody can put an answer to that one, and you might not even have to think about it long. Yep, you might not have to think about it long. So, all right, let me give you another question, but let me just repeat that one again because I really want to make sure you think about it. What is one thing in your life right now that feels overwhelming? Number two, what is one small step you can take today without overthinking it? That's a good question. Without overthinking. Because I tell you, when you feel overwhelmed, your mind is all over the place and you want to think, you're just thinking, maybe it might not even be thinking rationally. Sometimes you have to find a space to just really take a pause. I'm so serious. Take a pause. And sometimes that even helps just to take a deep breath and release it. I want to do that one more time. You want to do that with me? Okay. S- Every time I do that, I feel like things have dropped off, like pressure, tension, stress. Try not to carry stress, but it helps when you feel super overwhelmed. Everything's coming at you. Sometimes just step away, close your eyes, and take a moment and breathe. All right. And I know right now in life, what's happening in this world, gas prices are just crazy right now and constantly going up, food constantly going up. It's so funny. I went to the grocery store the other day and I came home with two little bags and I said, did I really just spend $100 on what? On what? It's just, it's just crazy. But life be life. I'm telling you, people going through, people catching it on all levels, not knowing how to get out of it. What do I do with this? What's going to happen next? Am I going to be okay? I mean, people are thinking things that there was a time they didn't really have to think about, but now they have to think about it. So, hmm, I can't say I have the answer. I don't. I don't have the answer. I just think about my own personal experiences, how am I managing through? And the one thing for me that I think about is one is so key, keep God first. Yes. Keep prayer. Be prayerful. Yes. And then also being mindful, learning how to properly manage things, especially your finances, your resources and stuff like that. Um and community. This is a time where community is so key. Community is so key. People coming together, people working together, and so don't isolate yourself. I'm going to say that. Please don't isolate yourself when you're going through some things. Stay connected, and don't find yourself in a place of being so prideful that you don't know how to ask for help. I understand people are going through some things, but there are people out there genuinely that have a heart to help and will help. Okay. So let's get into our final sip. But before we do that, I do just want to say today is Tuesday. Yes. Me and my brainstorm ideas. Yes, Tuesday, TikTok. I decided to try my hand over at TikTok Live. And, it's fun. it's fun learning and experiencing things, and you never know where open door opportunities may come from. You never know who you may meet. So yes, today is Morning Brew with Germaine, the spillover conversation on TikTok at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, listen, join me over there. You could probably teach me a thing or two because that definitely is a territory that I am really not familiar with. But I'm learning and I'm always open to learn something new. So yes, we'll be over there talking through some things, trying to figure some things out, you know, getting some knowledge. And hey, like I said, just stop by and say hi if nothing else, right? It's only about 30 minutes that we stay on over there. So hopefully I'll see you over on TikTok Live. All right. Hopefully. All right, guys. So another thing is let's get into our final sip. So life doesn't always give you space to pause. Boy, that's so true. But you can create your own moment within it. It is so important. And you know what's so interesting? Because I that's part of my mantra here at Morning Brew with Germaine. Take a pause so you can pour into purpose, right? And I'm finding that, you know, it is so important. It is so important to really sometimes we're so busy, we're so overwhelmed. We bring on more stress and stuff on ourselves than we need to. And sometimes start practicing because what I realize consistently, if you show up consistently, things will start changing. So begin to show up for you, yourself, consistently, so things can start changing. And so by taking a pause, take that pause, take a deep breath and release it. You never know the things that you could be releasing off of you. It is so important. Practice it. Practice. If you know you're not that person that is used to even sitting still for a moment, begin to practice a little bit at a time every single day, showing up for you every single day. Consistency. Next thing you know, you'll look up and it's a year later, like Morning Brew. Morning Brew, a year later, come May, it will be 1 year. 1 year. We're celebrating, guys. 1 year later. Wow. Wow. So, anyway, with that in our final close, like I said, life doesn't always give you the space to pause, but you can create your own within it. Okay. You don't have to solve everything today. You just have to take the next step. So, sip slow, breathe through it, and keep going anyway. Fair enough? Fair enough. So listen, if you have not already, please make sure you go over to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, click the notification bell and to be alert to get an alarm or an alert every time we show up. But we're here Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. And Wednesdays is our Mixed Blend Wednesday. So you definitely want to stop by tomorrow because we do have a guest in studio. He's one of our resident guests. Yes. Charles Williams, yes, two-time Emmy Award winner. He is always stopping by and just dropping wisdom, mentoring us and just schooling us on some things. So make sure you stop by, okay? And then Friday, this is the thing I wanted to thank you all in advance. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen without there being any hiccups before. But I wanted to thank all of you that supported. Let me pull it up because, and this isn't even the latest, but I want to thank you all that supported the men's anthology book, What It Is Like Being a Man. And yes, it actually is at number 2 right now. It's at number 2 on Amazon, and we're trying to push it to get to number 1. So make sure you go over to Amazon, What It Is Like Being a Man, and make sure you grab a copy so we can make this men's anthology book number 1. Men, men are stepping up. Men have voices that are massive that need to be heard. And I'm so grateful that they decided to allow their voice to be heard because they're spreading spreading the love. And listen, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So, on that note, go support. I'm trying to pull the link up right now so I can just put it in. I'm trying, yes. So I can put it over in the chat for everyone. But yes, if I can't get it there, just go to Amazon, type in what it is like being a man, and help us become number one bestseller. Okay. All right. I do appreciate you. I am a little frozen. I see my video is not moving. So on that note, we're gonna leave it here. Thank you so much. Okay. Uh let's see.